Everything exists through the extremities. It's weird. All the magic exists through the extremities. The reason is we cast it out. I want you to imagine that you and I want you to imagine that I took out of my deck of cards 4 playing cards. I want you to imagine that I took them out and put them 1, 2, 3, and 4 onto your hand. And then I wrapped them with a rubber band. And I want you to imagine that I told you that they were the 4 kings. Can you imagine that?
All 4?
All 4. So there's the king of clubs, the king of spades, king of hearts, and a king of diamonds. There's 2 reds and there's 2 blacks. Imagine if I reached over and I took out 2 kings of the same color. In your imagination, did I remove the reds or the blacks?
The blacks.
That's correct. And if I set one down, that would only leave 1 black king in my hand. Isn't it? Now, this is your imagination, so if I turned this over so you could see it,
Okay.
no one else can. Brooke. Which I love because Brooks never stay the same. Brooks always change. You're always babbling.
I'm always babbling.
You are a babbling Brooke.
I am that.
Is this the king of clubs or is it the king of spades? And your imagination is all that matters. Use your vision, see it in your mind's eye.
This is the black one or the red one?
It's the black ones. You asked me to remove the black ones, so we're left with that. I set one down. We have a king of clubs or a king of spades. It's your choice.
Clubs.
That's also correct. And what if I took the king of clubs and placed it face up in the pack? So there was literally the only face up card in the pack. And all the other cards were face down. And I took a rubber band and I wrapped them around it. Could you imagine that scenario?
Yeah.
What if I took that pack and put it into my wallet? Could you imagine that scenario?
I guess we'll have to see.
The weird thing is I happen to have a pack of 4 playing cards. Isn't that interesting?
This is interesting.
Hold your
Oh
hand.
gosh.
I have a pack of 4 playing cards and I have them wrapped with a rubber band. And in fact, at least the top couple are face down, right? And so is that bottom one. But that there's literally only one in the entire pack that is face
Oh
up.
my gosh.
And this was your game of imagination.
This is my game.
I was so convinced. I was so convinced.
I think you're just like at that.
What if I told you that before I even left the house, I did something special to these cards? Because I was so convinced that when I met a true, real life, in-person babbling Brooke, that I would ask her to go through this and you would in fact choose the king of clubs of all these cards. I was so convinced, Brooke, that I took your king of clubs from a totally different deck of cards.
Oh my god.
I reached into a blue pack because I get about 6 reds and 6 blues whenever I buy.
Yeah.
Right? I was so convinced you wouldn't choose the king of hearts. I was so convinced you wouldn't choose the king of spades or the king of diamonds. Brooke. Then why would I even bring him to the game?
Oh my god.
The only one I cared to bring to the game was yours. That's the king of clubs, and that is the card that you chose. That's your imagination
Oh my
becoming
gosh.
reality.
Look at that.
you.
Look at no, that was awesome.
Look at you. It's got to be something with this.
That was good. Yeah.
It's the rum. I blame
magic
the
It's the
rum.
rum. The magic of rum. That was awesome.
You're awesome.
No,
Thank
you're
you.
that. You're awesome. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
That was really cool.
You ever,
Thank
you ever
for
seen
that.
magic on someone else's birthday?
No.
No?
That's the first time.
First
What
time.
about your
First time for
birthday?
everybody.
How about
My
your
birthday-
birthday? Did you ever have a magician at your